Of the West Indian captain Richie Richardson. Ray Illingworth and Fred Truman say Yorkshire desperately need a new bowler rather than another batsman. They've also accused the club's president, Sir Lawrence Byford, of being in the pocket of the sponsors Yorkshire Television. I'll be speaking to Sir Lawrence and Richie Richardson in a moment. But first, Jeremy Hibbard reports on today's events.
Since the Yorkshire Cricket Club broke with tradition and agreed to accept an overseas player, the quest for the right man has not gone smoothly. The Australian fast bowler Craig McDermott, the current International Cricketer of the Year, pulled out with a groin injury before the start of the season. His replacement, the Indian Test star Sachin Tendulkar, was a big hit with the fans and with the bat. But he left mid-season to fulfil contractual obligations back in India. But then, while it was widely accepted within the club that Yorkshire needed a pace bowler, negotiations were going on to sign a batsman, the West Indies captain Richie Richardson. That announcement, made today at Yorkshire Television, which is sponsoring the position, has angered some of the club's senior statesmen, who feel that the club's need for a fast bowler has been overruled by the TV company, who just want to be associated with a bigger cricketing name.
Every major sponsor that's come into the game, that's Cornell, Gillette, any of them, have all come in, no strings attached to the money. They've come in and they said, that is the money, you make the cricket decisions, and that's how it should be. If Yorkshire Television want to put money for an overseas player, that should be it, finished. Cricket committee should take over there.
This year we've had 3 or 4 games. If we'd had a bowler with a little bit of pace, probably Yorkshire could have pulled off another 4 victories, brought some confidence into the side, and you know, it just stands out in one's mind. We need a bowler.
2 years ago, when it went through cricket committee, not through cricket committee, through the membership, when they had the general annual meeting, they only got it through that on the condition they'd have an overseas player if they went for a fast bowler, not a batsman. That's the only reason they got it through.
Today, Yorkshire Television denied it had influenced the selection of the player, but the club's senior statesmen are now accusing its president of selling Yorkshire cricket down the river.
It's totally wrong. You might as well disband the cricket committee and let Yorkshire Television pick the team.
I think it's time Sir Lawrence Byford stepped down and took a load of people with him as well.
Well, in a moment we'll be hoping to give a more positive welcome to Richie Richardson, but first to the president of Yorkshire County Cricket Club, outside Yorkshire Television now, Sir Lawrence Byford. Sir Lawrence, I could start with you. Fairly serious charges there. Have Yorkshire Television dictated which player you should sign?
Not at all. I mean, that's absolute rubbish that these 2 former players are talking about. Clive Leach, he couldn't have been better than he has been. What he wants to do is to support Yorkshire cricket. He's never ever suggested to me a name at all. All he has said is that you can have an all-rounder, a batsman or a bowler, but for £100,000, please, can I have an international name? And the shareholders of Yorkshire Television and the board support him in that.
Ray Illingworth, of course, has said with inside knowledge that this is the case, though, that Yorkshire Television have been dictating to the cricket committee and therefore the general committee what to do.
Well, I'm denying that. In fact, I circulated a confidential minute when I saw Clive last time, explaining to the cricket committee the position. I'll tell you this much, I wish these former great players of Yorkshire, and I'm very sad to say this, I wish they'd come and watch Yorkshire cricket as I do. I wish they'd mix with the members instead of talking from way back in history and see what the members want. I never ever fail to go.
But the members, Sir Lawrence, want a bowler. They've always said they want a bowler.
We all want a bowler. And
why not sign one? There are a couple who are available at the moment.
Harry, please, when they talk about a bowler, they never suggest a name. I have searched the world over, telephone calls, visits. There is not a world-class international bowler who's not already been signed up by other counties.
What about this lad Benjamin, the West Indies? He's not in the first team, I know, but he's a great bowler, great potential, and he wants to play for Yorkshire, I'm told.
The second-tier bowlers, of which he's one, we have watched them lately. The cricket committee and the general committee have decided that we must go for a batsman at this stage. We have at least got the West Indies captain for 12 months, who I'm sure is going to help us in that regard. He is captain in the tour, where there are 3 nominees that we've looked at. They're going to be with him in both Australia and Pakistan. And this time next year, hopefully, we'll be able to do what we need to do. But at this moment in time, I wish people would help me and suggest a name so that we can sign him.
Will you or any of the committee resign? Freddie Truman, Ray Illingworth seems to suggest that that may be a course to take.
What, and go back to the position it was when I took over, without a ground, a blade of grass or a plank of wood to our name, heading for bankruptcy? That was the history of the Yorkshire County Cricket Club, and when we publish the balance sheet this year, for the first time we will show a profit for some time, and we will have an increased membership, which we've had a deficit over a number of years.
Sir Lawrence, thank you very much indeed. At this point, let me welcome Richie Richardson. Richie, you've joined a hornet's nest here, to say the least. Why have you joined Yorkshire Cricket Club? Let's be positive now.
Well,
I think nobody's denying your ability, by the way.
Well, first of all, I've always wanted to play county cricket, and I'm very happy that Yorkshire has offered me a contract. I believe that Yorkshire is a great cricket club, and I look forward to having a wonderful time here.
There's quite a lot of bouncers being bowled in committee rooms in Yorkshire. That's just a warning for you. Can you deal with them on the field, do you think?
Well, I mean, I'm not here to deal with that. My job is to go out there on the field and perform, and that's what I'm looking forward to doing next summer.
Well, Richie, I hope you score a lot of runs. So, Lawrence, if I could just end with you. Do you think that the criticisms then of Ray Illingworth and Freddie Truman just need to be totally dismissed?
Well, I mean, I'm sad to say this, yes. Having regard to everything that I've explained to you. I must say this, I feel very sorry for the world's #2 batsman to stand here and to be told about this hornet's nest. What we should be doing in Yorkshire is welcoming a great batsman to succeed Sachin Tendulkar and help us as he did last year.
OK, well, we'll do just that, in fact, because no one denies that Richie Richardson has immense talent. And he knows all about controversy, taking over as captain of the West Indian team from Viv Richards and getting involved in a massive row on that occasion. Richardson has never played county cricket. He has spent this year playing in the Lancashire League for Blackpool. He took over the West Indies captaincy at a time when the country was, by their cricketing standards, in a time of decline. He's also had to cope with an inter-island rivalry in the West Indies as bitter as any Yorkshire dispute. But on his day, he is unquestionably one of the finest players in the world. There's no doubt, too, that the West Indies community will rush to see him play. The critics, including Ray Illingworth, wonder, though, if he'll be able to cope with the soggy English wickets, which have been a feature of the summer this year.